Well, we're back, everybody. Mark Mousseau speaking. And in this section, what I want to talk about is the financial projection of this project. Anybody that wants to buy a real estate investment property, that wants to rent it, has to look at what their income will be, what their expenses will be, what their returns will be. So what I've done is what we have done, Bridgeport Development, is we prepared some financial projections that we will share with you, and we will actually at first give you our assumptions, and then we'll move towards the projections themselves. So this will be a mix of a Word document that you'll see, which is the document that starts up the financial projections, and then we'll go to an Excel spreadsheet, and you'll have three different documents. One of them is for the one-bedroom model A, two-bedroom model B, and three-bedroom model C, and you'll see how we came to calculate your income and expenses, and we'll give you some information on this. So without further delay, let's move to our financial projections. Okay, so here's the agreement per se, or at least the assumptions that we're using to get you to financial statement. So we'll review this first, as mentioned, financial projections, and based on this afterwards, we'll talk about the contract per se, the presentation by itself. So basically, what you have to know is that this is from the effective date for a period of 5 years. So regardless if we close in May, June, or July 2016, basically these projections are made for a period of 5 years from the effective date. What's naturally important to understand is the following. These projections are prepared by management. So they're prepared by us based on what we believe to be the most probable set of economic conditions. So we use hypotheses, des hypothèses, that are, in our judgment, pretty strong. We know what the rental market will be there. We have 20, 30 years, 30 and a few years of management experience and project experience. So we sort of had a very good idea, and you'll see in our projections that we've been we've been making sure that you're not going to be stuck with a bad investment, if I could say so, or a bad purchase. So we know what our numbers are all about. Naturally, there's some sort of disclaimer here. We're saying that, their objectives information, their hypotheses, they're designed to provide you with information, but it's a projection. That's what I could say. The assumption and hypothesis disclosed here are those that management believes are significant to the projection. Some assumption inevitably will not materialize themselves due to unanticipated circumstance. So we just know about it, and these are prepared as of September 15, 2015. Okay, hypothesis. Okay, we're basically bringing forward the fact that this is for a period of 5 years. And what we want to do is to give you a worry-free real estate acquisition opportunity for a period of 5 years. Okay, so first of all, regardless of the rental income that is generated by the property, Bridgeport will sign a lease with the purchaser for a period of time, and this lease will also have increases in it. So it's not only a matter we'll give you 19,800, we'll give you 19,008 for year one, and so on and so on, and you have that in detail in the financial projection and in your contracts. Okay, so this lease will actually be part of your closing documents once we move forward in transaction. We've also calculated the operating expense to go up by 3% per year. So we know that they will range between 2 to 4%. We've calculated them at 3% increases per year. Bridgeport will actually be making the mortgage payment. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I got to make my mortgage payment this month. We're collecting the rent, we're paying the bank directly, and it's actually one of their requirements in order to lend to an investor out of Canada or anywhere actually. We'll also be doing the same thing for property taxes. So we're paying your taxes for you. So there's no need to be worried about this. And let's talk about income tax here. Okay, so first of all, personal and corporate taxes. Bridgeport does not make any assumption, projection, or recommendation in regards to tax implication of buying real estate in the United States of America. So we're not giving you any advice here. And the reason I'm saying this is that we're basically saying, here's your property, you own the property, here's your income, and it's going to be backed by a lease. Here's what we project to be the expenses, and this will be your net cash flow. Each investor should consult their accountant for the deductibility of certain expense from your personal income or your corporate income. Now, some of these expenses would be interest borrowed to legally generate an income, and I say legally, it's a term used. In our case, Revenue Canada says that any money borrowed for the purpose of generating an income in real estate, the interest is tax deductible. You should talk to your accountant about depreciation of building, depreciation of appliances. We've included that in our packages. Okay. I'll just go back. The first mortgage loan, well, effectively 6.5% is what we calculated. 25-year term, 25-year amortization over a 5-year term. Same thing for secondary financing, which is the mortgage that Bridgeport Holding will hold on the property. This one is at 7.5%. And I've already mentioned a few times that management will be provided at a cost of 6% of the gross period for a period of 5 years. Now this is fixed. You are basically, this is a fixed expense. We will not increase our management fee more than that amount per year. So these are the assumptions. Now let's go towards the financial projection themselves. Okay, Mark speaking again. So I just want to recap. This is the financial projections for the 2-bedroom unit Model B. So some of you might have listened already to the projections on Model A, 1-bedroom, basically same concept, same everything, except naturally the income changes, the cash flow changes, and the potential of earning changes. So I'll be quicker on this one. We go about the same thing. So 5 years, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is this row here. The income over the next 5 years is this. So we will basically have a lease signed with you as the owner of the property for $24,600, which is $2,050 per month. And this rent basically increases over the 5-year term. Taxes, insurance, repairs and maintenance, management fee is still the same thing, 6% of your $24,600. And you notice again, vacancy as 0 because your lease is signed with us. So basically no vacancy in the property. Condo fees, they're capped, so they will not increase more than these amount over the next 5 years. This is to help you make sure that you're sort of protected against inflation or miscalculation of costs. So Bridgeport technically will assume the risk of miscalculation or over expense on the condominium fees. So now, so that's basically that. Now, percentage of expense in relationship to income, well, we're between 43 and 45%. So this is your expenses, and it would be the norm for a brand new building, but don't forget that there is no vacancy here. So technically, vacancy on any rental apartments would be calculated at 5 or 6%, you know, and on short-term leases, it could be go as high as 10%. So really, that number here is sufficiently, I would call it padded to sort of protect you. So you're not worried, what if, okay? Afterwards, same thing. So your rental income minus your expenses of $10,726 equals basically $15,924 of net operating income to purchaser. So this is what your net would be. Now we have to pay mortgage payment and interest. So this is the mortgage payment and interest that is paid on your first and second mortgage, which means that it leaves you $15,929 minus all your expenses, leaves you with $3,288 net deposited to your account as the owner of this property, which gives you $275 a month positive cash flow on a unit, by the way, that sells for $189,000. So again, my question to many of you is that where do you find properties anywhere in Canada for $180,000, $190,000, $200,000, that cash flow, $275 a month? So if you look at everything, you're basically getting 59,005 over a 5-year period with a deposit of 57,000 today, which is 17,000 in cash. This is your cash portion here. Okay, you're down and 17,000 in cash, 12,005 in principal repayment. This is your principal here. Okay, and 30,000 worth of appreciation calculated at about 3% per year. We're really taking a number here that is a conservative, and we just want to make sure that you understand the financial projection. So it's very, very simple. Same projection as the first one, except the numbers are changing based on the type of unit that you have. But we wanted to make sure that this is what you were getting, net positive cash flow per month after paying your first mortgage, after paying your second mortgage, and basically having some good investment opportunities on this property. So this is it for the 2-bedroom. I'll go to the 3-bedroom right after this.